You noticed something was different about you a long time ago. Not better, not worse, just different. You think in layers. You see the end of conversations before they finish. You walk into a room and quietly map every person in it. You have always done this. You thought everyone did. They do not. And somewhere along the way, that gift became a cage. Because the same mind that sees everything feels everything. The same brain that runs 10 steps ahead also replays every mistake at 3 a.m. The same intelligence that could build something extraordinary has spent years talking you out of starting. You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are a man with a high horsepower engine who was never taught how to drive. And that changes today. Most men with exceptional minds share the same invisible wounds, not because they are weak, because nobody ever told them the truth about how their psychology actually works. So they built lives around comfort instead of capability, around being the smartest person in the room instead of being the most disciplined, around potential instead of proof. This is what separates the man who is gifted from the man who is great. Not talent, not IQ, not raw ability. Habits. The unglamorous, daily, non-negotiable habits that turn intelligence into impact. Here are 10 of them. The first habit is thinking in systems, not emotions. High IQ men feel deeply, more than most people realize. And because they feel deeply, their first instinct is to emotionally process before they act. That is not weakness. But it becomes weakness when emotion replaces decision. The man who operates at his ceiling has trained himself to zoom out. When something goes wrong, he does not feel first. He maps first. He asks, what is the structure of this problem? Not what does this make me feel? Emotion gets acknowledged. Then it gets put aside. Then the system gets built. Feeling everything and being controlled by nothing. That is the standard. The second habit is weaponizing boredom. Intelligent men are chronically understimulated. The world moves too slow. Most conversations feel shallow. Most tasks feel beneath them. So they chase stimulation, social media, debate, endless research, anything that gives the brain a hit. And that chase quietly destroys them. The man who masters his mind learns to sit inside boredom, to let the discomfort of a slow task sit on his chest and do the work anyway. Because boredom is not a problem to solve. It is a filter. Most men run from it. The man who stays inside it and keeps building is the man who wins. Your intelligence is not the asset. Your ability to direct it at boring, necessary things. That is the asset. The third habit is choosing depth over display. A high IQ man knows he is smart, and early in life he gets rewarded for showing it. He becomes the one with the answer, the one who wins the argument, the one people call impressive. And then that becomes the identity, and the identity becomes the trap. Because the man who is busy proving his intelligence has no energy left for applying it. He is performing for a crowd instead of building for himself. Real intelligence is quiet. It works in private. It does not need the room to know. The moment you stop needing to be seen as smart is the moment you start becoming dangerous. The fourth habit is making decisions before they are comfortable. High IQ men have a particular dysfunction. They can always find more information to gather, more angles to consider, more variables to weigh. This is called analysis paralysis, and it masquerades as thoroughness. But it is not thoroughness. It is fear with a briefcase. The man at his ceiling knows that most decisions can be made on 60% of the information if the framework is solid. He decides. He moves. He adjusts with new data. He does not wait for certainty. Certainty is for men who never move. Speed of decision plus willingness to be wrong. That combination beats intelligence every single time. The fifth habit is controlling who has access to his mind. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and most men with high intelligence allow anyone to walk into it without an invitation. A toxic conversation, a negative person, a headline designed to make you anxious. You absorb it all, and because your brain processes everything deeply, the damage goes deeper too. The man who operates at his peak is ruthless about his mental environment. He does not engage with noise. He does not debate strangers. He does not explain himself to people who have no intention of understanding. Silence is not weakness. It is selection. You do not owe your mind to everyone who wants a piece of it. The sixth habit is using his sensitivity as data, not damage. Most high IQ men were told at some point that they feel too much, that they think too hard, that they need to toughen up. That is wrong. The sensitivity is part of the intelligence. It is the same system. You cannot remove one and keep the other. But what you can do is change the relationship with it. Instead of being overwhelmed by what you feel, use it as information. Your body tells you when a room is off. Your gut tells you when someone is lying. Your nervous system picks up on things most people miss entirely. That is not a weakness to manage. That is a weapon to train. The seventh habit is doing the work that does not feel worthy of his intelligence. This one will sting. High IQ men often avoid the foundational work because it feels too basic, too slow, beneath what they are capable of. So they skip the repetition. They skip the fundamentals. They go looking for the advanced version of something they have not earned yet. And then they wonder why nothing compounds. David Goggins does not have a world record because he was born exceptional. He has it because he did 10,000 miles of unglamorous work that nobody was watching. The smartest men in the room are often the least disciplined in private, because discipline requires you to do things that do not feel intelligent. It requires you to do what is necessary over and over until your body learns it without your mind's permission. That is how you build something that lasts. The eighth habit is building rather than critiquing. Intelligent men can see the flaws in everything. Every plan, every idea, every system. They can take it apart instantly and tell you why it will not work. This makes them valuable in the short term. It makes them stagnant in the long term. Because critique without construction is just sophisticated complaining. It is intelligence used as a shield. It is a way of engaging with the world without risking anything. The man who builds accepts that his creation will have flaws. He builds anyway. He puts something real into the world with his name on it, and he lets it be imperfect and alive. Perfection is the enemy, not of good, of existing. The ninth habit is protecting his physical body like it is the machine. Your mind lives inside a body. Your intelligence runs on a biological system, and most high IQ men treat that system as an afterthought. They sit too long. They sleep poorly. They eat in a way that spikes and crashes their cognition. They carry physical tension in their jaw, their neck, their chest, and call it normal. It is not normal. It is neglect. The man who operates at his ceiling knows that his physical state is directly tied to his mental output. He trains, not for vanity, for function, for the kind of body that runs a sharp mind without friction. You want to think clearly? Earn it in the gym. Earn it in the sleep. Earn it in what you put in your mouth. Your body is not separate from your performance. It is the foundation of it. The 10th habit is accepting that intelligence without character is nothing. This is the one most men skip. You can be the smartest person in any room. You can see further, move faster, think deeper than almost anyone around you. And still lose, still be empty, still build nothing that matters. Because intelligence without integrity is just a faster way to self-destruct. Without discipline, it is wasted energy. Without honesty, it becomes manipulation. Without purpose, it becomes noise. The highest expression of a high IQ man is not his knowledge. It is his character. It is the man he has forced himself to become through consistent, uncomfortable, private choices over years. It is the gap between what he is capable of doing and what he actually does, narrowed, daily, without applause. You already knew most of this. That is the thing about men like you. You know, you have always known. The question was never whether you understood it. The question is what you do with the next 24 hours when no one is watching, when the feeling fades, when the easier path is right there. Your intelligence brought you to this moment. Your character decides what happens next.